He has a broken clavicle, a dislocated shoulder, his nose was broken, and he had 6 stitches in his nose. And his classes, and for the summer, he's not going to be able to take some of the classes because of what happened to him.
That's Guam Community College spokeswoman Jane Flores describing the injuries nursing student Jimmy Lumabao sustained during yesterday's airport triennial disaster drill exercise. The 21-year-old student volunteer was taken to the Guam Memorial Hospital emergency room after a confrontation with airport police that appeared to use excessive force. While Flores was not present for the incident, she spoke to Jimmy and 4 other GCC personnel who told her the same story. It all started with Airport Safety Administrator Juan Leon Guerrero directing Jimmy and all student volunteers where to go and what to do during the exercise.
Jimmy was called up 3 separate times to act like an agitated passenger. And the first time he went up and he was agitated, and the airport fire department personnel calmed him down and said, "Sir, we got you, come here, let's escort you back." And
the second time, Flores says Jimmy did the same thing, with airport fire personnel calming him down again. But the third time was different.
And the third time, Mr. LG told him, "I want you to run out into the field a little bit. I want you to be a little more agitated." And so then he did so, and as he was doing so, and this is what I understand from our personnel, an airport police officer was trying to get him, and Jimmy's young and he's fast, and so he ran, and the police officer, as he was trying to catch Jimmy, apparently fell.
Flores says at no time did Jimmy leave the exercise parameters. In fact, she notes he circled back because no one had caught him yet. This is when things went downhill.
At this point, our personnel say an airport police car drove up to the scene and looked like, from what our personnel tell us, is that the car was trying to stop him, but he was stopped already. He was kind of jogging, and a police officer came out of the car and 2 other officers appeared, and one officer grabbed him and slammed him against the fire truck. And then the next thing that our personnel say is he was down on the ground and he was yelling, "I'm hurt, please stop, please stop."
Flores says the GCC personnel who observed what happened were in shock and questioned if this behavior by airport police was part of the exercise. However, Airport Police Chief Bob Camacho was told something differently. He tells PNC he was told the student ran around 3 times being evasive on a flight line, and it appeared he was laughing or teasing the officers and the assistant chief that couldn't catch him because he was so quick. He also says the officer who fell down and sustained a knee injury trying to catch Jimmy appeared to look in worse shape than him. Meanwhile, he states an investigation is underway and they are piecing the puzzle together.
When the scenario was played out, did the officer use unnecessary force? And, that remains to be seen.
Camacho adds the officer in question, which he doesn't name, was nominated for Supervisor of the Year and has no history of excessive force. However, Camacho is taking this incident very seriously, especially if the officer is found using excessive force.
If we do sustain that this officer, exceeded his boundaries, as in procedure of restraining the individual, of course we'll take action, and we take these things very seriously.
Flores, however, believes the information Camacho is getting is wrong. She says Jimmy was not being evasive, and she reiterates he was not going out of the exercise boundaries. Camacho adds the airport will continue to investigate the exercise's safety measures and if the student and officer followed those measures.
What Mr. Camacho is telling you, he has, from our perspective and from the perspective of our personnel, has been misinformed about the situation. And our nursing instructors are very upset about this situation, to the point that one of our instructors emailed me and said our nursing students will never participate in an exercise like this again.
My heart goes out to the student and his family, and this is an unfortunate incident that shouldn't have occurred. But I want to put all the pieces together and have a clear picture of really what transpired and whether or not this was truly an accident that that occurred, or was this something intentional by the officer.